Welcome to Bitching and Moaning, the podcast where we talk shit, spill the tea, and say all the things you're definitely thinking about but shouldn't say out loud.
We're your hosts. I'm Stephanie with Patricia, and together we're your weekly dose of sass, laughs, and just the right amount of bad decisions.
From sexy stories to petty rants, nothing's off limits. So grab your wine or your drink of choice, loosen your morals, and let's get into it.
Because if we're not bitching,
We're probably moaning.
Hi, welcome to Bitchin and Moanin. As you can see, we have ventured out of our little cave.
Yeah.
We are going to start a new little adventure for our viewers and listeners. We thought that we would go out to our local community and try some different things tonight. We're going to be trying
some wine, of course. Imagine that, us and our wine.
We're going to go to places where are some good food, some good desserts, but tonight we're going to do wine. We picked a beautiful, beautiful little chateau near our home, and we want to share the wonderful space here, the wonderful wines, and they also have some beers. And we are going to start out with these glasses. We do have two different ones. We're going to share what they are. Possibly the cost of the bottles, and then also share what the location looks like too, because it's gorgeous. If you've been here before, they've actually renovated a little bit and made the space so much more open for lots of people to come into. It looks great. And then if you have never been here, then come along with our journey and we will show you what it's about.
So I always start. We decided last time that I would start. So I have a wine. I'm actually just going to pick up the bottle so you can see it. It is, let me turn it around. Got my glass in here. I don't want to drop the bottle. It says North Valley Vineyards, and it is a classic Pinot Noir, 2022 bottle. And it does say on the back that it is 13.5% alcohol. So I'm going to have to drink this really slow. But we are going to try a couple different wines here, kind of expand our palates, maybe. So that's what I'm having. So I'm going to see what this tastes like. It's a new type of wine for me. So we'll see how wonderful this is going to be.
Great.
So, now, what do you have, my
Well,
friend?
you know me. I like things a little bit bolder. Saying it with my chest out. A little bolder. So if anybody remembers, I talk about Saint Emilion in the past, and also the Bordeaux that I love that come from France. And luckily, this beautiful bottle here is a Bordeaux. That's what I have. It's called the Domaine de l'Ilote, and it's a 2023 Bordeaux, and it is 13.5 also alcohol content. I'm super excited to try this. I have not tried this before. I'm hoping it's going to be everything I think it is just by smelling it. You know, if you don't know how to taste a good wine or smell a good wine, you got to make sure you stick your nose right down in there and smell and just take all the aromas in. And then also, if you know, holding the stem is a better way than this way because this warms your wine.
So see, you got to teach me some things because I'm all about just grab it and drink, right?
We are going to teach you a little bit today about wine. So my Bordeaux, she's got a Pinot Noir, and let's cheers to our new adventures. My God,
ooh, that's really good. Kind of a woodsy taste.
Do you
to
see?
It.
Do you see the angels singing above my head? Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It's really good. Yeah, I do like this. It's really light.
Mm-hmm.
It's not heavy at all, but it does have that little kind of woodsy taste to it, which is really good. It went down really smooth and easy.
Nice and warm.
Yeah, nice
Warms
and warm.
You up.
Yeah, not a heavy warm.
Not a heavy,
like, you know. But one thing about this place, she did say that they have specialty wines, and we'll have some pictures and show you. It's all by the country. So you won't find your normal things here that are like you'd find in a grocery store or something.
Right,
so it's definitely a place you want to come and get something that's more specialized.
Yeah,
so,
and you'll get to we'll get to talking a little bit more about what kind of wines are here and the price range and stuff like that. As far as mine, it is a little bit heavier than the Pinot Noir. It really, I mean, if you know Bordeaux, you know Bordeaux. They don't taste dry like that, but they do have lots of fruit flavors and like the dark berry flavors. And I mean, to me, it just melts in my mouth. And yes, you can. Oh, I know. You can swirl it around like they do, you know. When you swirl that around, you'll see the thickness around the glass to see how heavy the wine actually is. If it kind of feels like a syrupy thing that falls down, you'll see that it's a heavier wine. But the ones that don't kind of stick to the glass are lighter wines. So, but yes, good tip. So this is fabulous. This is right up my alley. I love it. We're going to drink some of this, and then we are going to share some other things with you.
Alrighty. So we have the owner's mother sitting here with us, and just going to ask her a little bit about the shop, the Wine Chateau, and give us some little history about it. So
Perfect.
Okay.
So my name is Patty. Aston is the owner. He purchased El Wine Chateau in January of 22. So we've been here now 4 years. We are open Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
Open up every day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. On Tuesday through Thursday, we close at 7. On Friday, we close at 9, and then on Saturday night, we close at 10:30.
Okay.
We have live music from 8 to 10 on Saturday night. We also have a coffee bar located in the wine shop.
Yummy.
So the coffee bar is open during the bike shop. So he also owns the bike shop, Velo Cafe, which is located right next door to El Wine Chateau. We're located on Main Street in Old Keller. You've probably passed by 100 times and not even noticed us because the traffic's so fast.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have a wine club that meets once a month. Our wine club is pretty special. We do our wine club a little different from everybody else. We do an educational wine club.
Oh, wow.
So what you do is when you join the wine club, you come in and you actually taste 5 different wines that evening.
Ooh,
and you
yummy,
get an
yummy.
education on it. And then when you leave with some of the bottles with you, depending on the
That's
plan
amazing.
that you have.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast. We have a great time. So you just need to come by and visit us.
Yeah.
Come in, have some coffee. We do have wine. We have beer. We serve by the glass.
Okay.
Or if you come in and get a bottle and you can't finish it, I will cork it, put it in a bag, and send it home with you.
Awesome. Wine to go.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
what kind of wines do you have in the shop that y'all sell?
We have a lot of different wines. Our wines come from all over the world. We look for a low production type of wine, so you're not going to find a lot of our wines in your grocery stores or any stores like that. So we do have incredible distributors that come by and bring those kind of wines to us. So,
and how much do the bottles usually range from?
Oh, geez, you can get bottles from $20 all the way up to 400.
Okay.
It depends on what you're looking for. So we do have lots of different specialty wines, but we have, your bottles of everyday wine that you can drink every day too.
Okay. And if I was going to do by the glass, what's the ranges for by the glass?
By the glass ranges from about 13 to 20.
Okay.
Depending on which glass you're getting.
Alrighty. And before we go, tell us, what is the most popular wine that you see people buying, or do you have one?
I would say not necessarily the wine itself. I would say most people come in are wanting red during the wintertime and white during the summer. But as far as an exact wine, everybody likes something different. Everybody has a different taste.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you so much,
and
Stephanie.
We're going to do some more podcasting here in just a second.
All right. Sounds great.
All righty. Thank you.
So how was your day today?
Oh, God. It was one of those days where I woke up late. My husband had to wake me up. My cat was jumping up all over me on the bed, wanting attention. And so I was up trying to feed her and everything. And then I overslept. So he's like, "You going to work today?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm going to work today." And he said, "It's 5 till 8. I start at 8. And then I'm like, "Oh my God." And so of course now I'm automatically late. That long commute down the hallway to the office is, going to make it even worse. But, yeah, it's like I don't understand. I get a second wind at night, and
Mm-hmm.
so then it's like, okay, here I am staying up till 11 o'clock, and then I go to bed, and then I wonder why I'm so tired in the morning, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't I just learn my lesson? And it's like, okay, go to bed earlier, and you won't have to deal with that. So, yeah, it started out that way, but hey, it's Friday, and I'm here
Yeah.
drinking wine with my bestie, and we're just gonna ramble on about some stuff while we're testing out our first glass of wine.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's go.
speaking of work, right now this is my love, my job, our little podcast together, and my little online business. But now I'm, about to do my career change,
Yes.
which we
So
will have a discussion about that later.
it's very
It's
exciting.
very exciting, but I had to study for my career change and memorize a lot of things because, my time is coming up soon that I need
Yeah.
to utilize that. And so I did more studying today and just trying to make sure I have everything kind of
Yeah.
organized before I take this next journey of mine.
Yeah, it'll be
And
fun when we get to tell you about that, but we're not quite there yet.
not
So, little
yet.
teaser, you'll definitely have to come
Not
back
yet.
when we
Yeah.
do that in a few weeks or so,
Yeah,
or how long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And then, so here's a little bit of it. It's not really a bitch because
Yeah.
we all help each other out. And it has, honestly, I don't mind at all, but I'm just saying everybody knows that when you have car problems, it sucks. It sucks.
Oh,
I've had
yeah.
car problems before where my car broke down and then you're trying to get around. And like if you're in an accident, I think then you can usually get like a rental car, right? But when your car breaks down, usually you don't get a rental car. You just, most places don't give you
Yeah.
that. So you have to rely on people for, to get you to and from. And my family, all of us, we are on point. If
Yeah.
you need something, we are there, no hesitation. And I will go to my grave with that. Any of my kids need me, my family, whatever.
Yep.
So it was unfortunate. My daughter has had her car in the shop for 2 weeks, and I feel so bad for her. I really do,
Yeah.
because where she lives and where she works is literally like an hour drive in traffic, and I feel so bad for her. I'm thinking to myself, like, if the family didn't pick up, to help
Yeah.
her, getting an Uber would be
Oh,
$1
God.
trillion,
Yes.
right? And then it's just the stress of it all. So luckily her boyfriend was taking her and I was picking her up. And but again, just a little bitch about like the actual place we took it to. It's really a great place. However, it was just kind of like, oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. The next day, can give us another day. Oh, please don't freak out on me. Give me another day. And so
Yeah.
another day turned into 2 weeks for
Yeah.
this poor kid, and I was like, oh my God. And like, I don't want to say, I kind of like try to shelter her from dealing with the
Yeah.
shit, I would rather handle it so she
Kind
can
of
just go.
overwhelming.
Yeah, so she can just go to work and do her thing and not worry about it. But it is frustrating. She needs her car,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so it's finally today the car was fixed. Thank God,
Yay.
thank God.
Well, I
So
wonder, is there still maybe an issue with like parts? Back in the day, tariffs and
yes,
things like that,
that's
having
what
a
she
hard
said.
time
That's what he
getting
was
stuff
saying.
in.
Well, she has a Volkswagen Beetle Bug, and it's, I think, a 2012. So it's not that old, but
Yeah.
he was saying, the guy at the place was saying that he was having a hard time finding a part for it, that
Yeah.
even when calling the dealership's like, well, we don't make that part anymore. So he was trying to find like refurbished
So
parts.
what do they do with the cars if they don't make
I
the parts
don't
anymore? How's
know.
anybody gonna fix their
I don't
car?
know.
What
That's
the
what he was
hell?
telling me. And then he would get like a used part, he put it in and it wouldn't work. So then he'd have to order another one. So
Oh
I get it.
no.
That's why I probably
Yeah.
didn't like jump on him like a lunatic,
Yeah.
like sometimes I am. But I understood, and we were really just trying to be patient because
Yeah.
his hands were tied too.
Yeah.
And
It's
needless
not
to
his
say,
fault. It's the manufacturers or whoever's,
yeah,
right?
and needless to say, he didn't charge her for anything.
Oh, that's
So
great.
that's
Yeah.
good. And he probably put $500 or $600
Yeah.
worth of stuff in
Yeah.
her car. So
Wow.
yeah, so
So
I'm grateful for that, and hopefully her car just keeps going until
yeah.
she can get a new one.
Yeah, so you're talking about your daughter. So my oldest's birthday is coming up in March,
Mhm.
and this is where I start going. Well, how did our kids get to be
I
older? And I'm
know.
like, I'm not getting any older. I don't know about anybody
We
out
are
there,
not.
but we don't age. Our
Mm-mm.
children do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But she'll be 29
Oh
on her
my
birthday, and
God.
I'm like, when
29.
did I old enough
To
to
have a
be
kid
like,
now.
she's 29. It's freaking me out a little
Oh
bit.
my
You know,
gosh.
hey, I'm still young at heart and I still did great. But it's one of those things where it's like your kids were your babies,
I
like, you
know.
know,
They're
your
still our
toddlers,
babies.
rocking them in the rocking chair, reading books, and then you look up one day they're
Yeah.
married and 29, and I'm like, oh my god. So, always try to make plans or try to help or tell them let's make plans early because everybody gets busy. So we found like a traveling vintage market
Oh, that's
thing
fun.
somewhere in Dallas. I don't quite know where, but yeah, so we're gonna do that because they love all that stuff.
That's gonna be
And
fun. She's
the
gonna
thing that
love
will
that.
be interesting is if vintage, if they start thinking of 80s stuff as vintage, then I'm gonna be like, that is so wrong. No, no, no. 80s is not vintage. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what's in there. So I have that coming up, and probably take some pictures and stuff to kind of show what that is. Because my understanding is it goes to different cities every month.
Okay.
So it's like going to be in, I don't know, like in Seattle,
Yeah,
or it's going to be
yeah.
in Albuquerque. So
Yeah.
I'll have to get some information on that and put it up in case anybody's interested that's not living in
Yeah.
our area. But yeah, that's going to be one of the big fun trips coming up for the birthday girl.
You talk
So.
about vintage and 80s stuff. I think what I'm really kind of enjoying, yes, it is kind of weird that that is now vintage. Like when we were growing up, the 60s were vintage, right?
Yeah.
But what I kind of like about it is that, like, first of all, they have shows and movies
Yep.
and series that either are set in the 80s, like Stranger Things, that's all set in the 80s, and then they play the music, they wear the clothes that were there. So that kind of brings it to the forefront for people now and go,
Yeah.
wow, I really like that song, or oh, that's a cool song. Because even they brought back one song and left it in Stranger Things, and they played it.
Oh, wow.
Kate Bush,
Yeah.
she's awesome, and they brought her song "Running Up the Hill" or something like that back on, and it skyrocketed up the
Yeah.
charts again because
Wow.
that was from the 80s. And then it's funny because the other day, I love the 80s, and I was 70s, 80s, I was listening to a song called Stumbling In. Do you remember that song?
No.
Stumbling in. And so it oh, what's that song? Oh, he's like, you were so young and I was so free. I may have been young, but baby, that's not what I wanted to be. You don't remember that song? I love that song.
No,
Okay, so I've been listening to it.
So
Oh my God, I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll have to put a little video of it after this. But anyways, I love that song, and so for some reason, it's just been in my head. So I've been playing it on my Spotify in my car, and then yesterday I watched a movie called The People You Meet on Vacation.
I've seen that.
And it's in there.
Oh my God.
Its song is in the movie. And that's what I'm saying. They bring these songs and these things back, and it's kind of cool now because it's in a 2026 movie or 2025 movie. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And so I like that part of it, or some like rappers or musicians take little clips, and then your kids play them, and you're like, wait, I know that song. Yeah. And they're like, no, this is brand new. No.
It's not.
No, that little clip is from back in the day.
They've
And
done a bunch of like side by side where it's like it shows the parent and you have the kid, and then they're like, okay, this is a really cool song right there, and they're like, no, and then they end up playing, and the dad or whatever is like going like this. So sorry,
we didn't silence our phones, but but anyway, so yeah, that's what I think is pretty cool.
So it's like Top Gun when the Maverick one came out. It's like I remember watching Top Gun in the movie theater in 1986.
Yeah.
And I was dating a guy in the Air Force at the time, so that made it even better, right? Kind of thing. But it was one of those things where once Maverick came out, it kind of reintroduced that because it had like
Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, Kenny Loggins,
one of the best songwriters ever. Please Google Kenny Loggins because he is from the 70s and 80s, and you would be shocked at the music he has written for other people. Yeah. And not only has he written it from other people, he has been like partnered with other people. Stevie Nicks, and the guy from the Doobie Brothers, like so many songs. And I really hope at one point in time he gets some kind of award for like songwriting because he is like he's just overlooked. Kenny Loggins, look him up. So
soundtrack from Top Gun when I was in
All
college.
Kenny Loggins stuff.
What is the one that was the Danger Zone?
Yeah, he wrote that.
I would drive from Oklahoma City back down to the Fort Worth area in college, and it's pedal to the metal, as people used to say.
Yeah.
And just hoping I wasn't going to get pulled
Yeah.
over because it made you want to drive fast,
Yeah.
right? So so I love that they're kind of doing some of these movies and make people want to go back and watch the original, because there's so many things where you have to go back to understand the original storyline to understand kind of what's in the sequel.
Yeah.
But it may, because newer kids and other people are being introduced to these movies, it makes them want to go back, and then those become popular all over again.
Here's a little something.
Ooh, something.
Because we're chatting with wine.
Yeah, no, we're just chatting.
So, the Danger Zone song. You were talking about you were dating somebody like in the Air Force. Oh, those fucking uniforms.
Oh yeah.
So I dated a pilot or two in my time, and one of them, my favorite, right? Just a friend. His ringtone on my phone is the Danger Zone. Because he's so hot. And he was a danger zone.
Well, and this is actually that you say that we're going to have a topic about this, because this is another thing we disagree on.
Oh,
You've
Lord.
always been able to stay friends with exes.
Yeah,
You've been
for
able
sure.
to maintain relationships like that, where with me, it's usually over, with the exception of my husband.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was my person. But yeah, it's like I can't have contact with them. Once that chapter's closed. So I find it interesting that you're able to do that.
Well, because you need to know boundaries. That's the big thing. If I was friends with somebody and they try to overstep the boundary of like, oh, hey, let's hook up, I'm like, I'm married, and the thing is, my husband knows that I am friends with these people. And he's even like, honestly, there was one time, my little pilot, we are still friends. And piloting is a very lonely career, so you don't see a whole lot of them married. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but it was just him and his dad, and he really didn't have anybody to like look after things or check on his house or whatever. And when Robert, my husband, and I first got together, I'm just like, hey, this is my friend, and his dad just had a stroke and he needs me to go feed his cats. And so I actually took my husband with me, and my husband went there, helped me feed the cats, and it wasn't anything but that. Now, if he said, hey, come over and let's, hook up, I'd be like, no, I'm married, So to me, it's the boundary part of it. I think it's important. Like for me, they were part of your life. And if it wasn't like a terrible thing where you're like, oh my God, he beat the shit out of me, I think that's a terrible, obviously not. But like, if you just end things because you weren't compatible or you didn't see a future together, whatever, I don't know, they still are part of your life, I mean, am I friends with all of them? No, I'm not. But there's a couple I still am, and I mean, it's okay.
There was one person in my life where we stayed Facebook friends, but there was no interaction. But I'm like, I don't understand the purpose. They were an ex. It didn't end badly, but for me, a lot of mine did.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want them anywhere around me. And so I think that has a lot to do with it, where all of yours ended pretty amicably.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? So it was able to like, here's your boundaries. Okay, we can stay friends. And the fact that your husband knows who these people are, and you've always been honest and upfront about that.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't care to know anything about my exes. I don't want them in my life. They've all ended badly. And it's just like that chapter's closed.
And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying that, just depending on who you are. And you also have to be respectful of if they are in relationships, because like, again, a lot of women are not like me. They're just like, why are you talking to her? What do you want to screw her? What it's the insecurities. I have no insecurities. I'm 100% secure in my relationship, and I am 100% secure of my boundaries. And so let's go back to a few episodes, probably the very first couple of episodes when you started to get to know us. I made a commitment in my life not to do what I did a long time ago, because it really hurt a lot of people. Even though it was my person, I vowed that wouldn't happen again in my life. And I stuck by that. I wouldn't have gotten married had I thought, you know what, just maybe. And they'll never know, because you know what?
Some people do that.
They'll never know.
Yeah.
They'll never know. But that's so wrong. That's
Yeah.
so wrong. And if that person, say you're friends with somebody, like I'm friends with ex who are married, who have girlfriends, fiancés or whatever, I definitely make sure that they know I'm not a threat, you know? I have one friend. I love him. I love you, Bob Barker. I love you. And I love his wife, Laura Barker. I love her. I met Bob Barker in a bar many years ago with my person Rob, who passed away. We all, there was a bunch of us. We happened to run into him at a bar on St. Patrick's Day. He was all by himself. There was like 10 of us, and he's like, "Hey, can I hang out with you guys?" We're like, "Come on, hang out with us." And from that moment on, Bob Barker, can you imagine his name? That's like The Price is Right. He was my good friend, Rob, who my husband who passed away. He was his good friend. All of our friends. He just kind of came into the group, and he was actually engaged to be married at the time to the love of his life, you know. And she didn't really go out that much with him, but he would pop up different places, and then she would come every once in a while. And I love her. I love her. And you know what? When you build that trust with a family like that, you have to stay with that trust. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You can't break that, because one, you're a shitty person if you do, and two, how do you face that person again?
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So he and I have been friends for a long time. I don't know. We tell each other we love each other. He loves my kids. I love his daughter. She's beautiful. I mean, they don't live around here anymore. They used to live here, but we talk on the phone. My husband has met him. My husband has seen our text messages. I think that's the kind, and not, my friend and I have never been dating. We're just friends, but he is a male in my life, and he has a wife and a child, and I respect their relationship 110%. So again, it's the boundaries kind of thing that I think that you need to do.
I commend you for being able to do that, because that's just something I could not do. And it's not in, like, a lot of it is insecurity based with a lot of people. For me, it's not. It's just I don't want that person anywhere near me, or my
because
current
they ended
husband,
badly.
right?
They ended badly.
And it's like, what is the point of that?
Yeah.
So, but I've always thought that's pretty amazing that you've been able to do that. But yeah, I'm just like, we always
I've taught
talk
my
about,
kids that too.
Yeah.
If it ended badly, then of course, just move on. But otherwise, if they can be your friend, you need to make sure you know your boundaries. You need to know. And I know sometimes in my kids' relationships, I think that was a hard thing for their partners, because their partners are young, remember, they're in their teens or in their 20s, and they're like very insecure, very insecure. But I try to explain to their partners that this is what our life is like, and I explained to my kids, if you are going to be friends with your exes, then know your boundaries, know your shit. Do not cross that, because then your partner will never trust you. So so I'm out,
I know,
and I'm gonna need
out.
another glass, and so we're gonna
take a minute,
take a break,
stop this conversation for just a second, and then we'll be back in the next segment to talk about something else.
a new wine.
Yeah, new wine and new conversation.
Awesome.
Hi, so we're moving on to our second glass of wine we're going to try. So, do you want to talk about yours?
I will.
First
Let me talk about mine. So I moved on to another red. It smells amazing. This one is actually from Hungary, and it is, again, 13.5% alcohol. It is a beautiful color, beautiful smell. It smells very strong. It is a blend. It is called the Villas from Gunzer, and it is, again, manufactured in Hungary. But I'm going to put this wine glass down for just a second so I can tell you the what's in it. So it is from, oh my God, you guys ready to see this hot? No, I'm not going to even do it because I look too hot to put those fucking glasses.
Do you want me to read it? What do you want me to
Yes,
read?
I want you to read this because I can't read it.
As you can tell, we're on our second glass, so things are changing, and this is
What does that say?
Classic dry red wine of 48.5% Brock Frankish, 25.81% Sarah, and 25.6
Syrah. Sarah. Sarah.
See, that's why she has to teach me about wine.
And this.
And 25.69% of Cabernet Franc.
I'm a cab girl, so I love cab.
Yes.
I love Merlots. I love the heavy ones. But anyway, so it is a blend. It's just kind of an average bottle, but I see a little price tag on it. This says it goes for $39, which isn't a bad price for a heavier kind of wine. So that is what I have. What do you have? Oh, we're so loud with that.
There we go. You can see what it looks like. So I'm going more on the white side. I'm going to set mine down. And then this is a, how do you say, Brises. And it is a wine of Chile. It is a rosé. It's a 2022. And so here's what the bottle looks like. It's very pretty. And it is 13% alcohol. So these are some great wines if you want to have a good time. So anyway, but yeah, it looks.
We're not driving. We have a DD.
Yeah,
by
we
the
have
way.
a designated.
And I'm not talking about my boobies.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we have a DD.
That's not the size, right? So anyway,
but size does matter, girls and boys. Okay, wait. Speaking of that, have you seen the heated rivalry?
Oh, I need to watch that. I heard about it.
You need to watch that. Oh my God, we'll talk. That's our next segment.
So let's cheers to our new wine,
rosé and blend.
Ooh, very good.
Oh my God, that's really good. Okay, that
very,
is
very light. I can't put my finger on quite of the taste, but it reminds me, I don't want to say peach because that's not right, but it's something
apricot,
maybe apricot,
grapefruit?
Yeah, something like that. It's a fruit, but it's like I can't put my finger on what it is, but it's very, very light, very smooth going down. Just feels, it's really good.
So this one, it is a little bit lighter than the Bordeaux that I had. There's not a big aftertaste. I don't taste so much of like the berries that I did in the Bordeaux one. It's a little bit flatter, to be honest with you. It's okay. Even as part of a cab, it's just not as bold as I like. Is it good? Yes, it is good. Is it something that you can drink just kind of like maybe with a steak or some pasta? Perfect, because it isn't as bold as like a Bordeaux or a Merlot. But I think it would even out some like some red sauce, some pasta, something like that, because usually those kind of meals are heavier, and this would actually wash it down very nicely. But it's okay. It's good. It's all right. Just saying.
It's a different taste for you.
It's a different taste.
Yeah.
I will definitely drink the whole glass, but I'm just saying it is not a
Well,
Bordeaux.
that's the whole purpose of wine tasting, is to like try different things and find what you like, what you don't like, and then you stick with something. And so for me, doing these is different because y'all know I love dessert wine, right? Anything that's sweet. So I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone because these aren't as sweet, but they have different flavors. And because I think I like a lighter wine. I tried your bold one, and it's like
you liked it, didn't you?
I liked it, but I still like the lighter.
She likes what I have.
Yeah.
Anything I give her, she takes.
Yeah, I do. But I think I do like the lighter ones for some reason. I think I prefer.
We need to make a heated rivalry together.
Yeah.
HBO, come call us.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We don't play hockey, but we will.
Exactly. That would be kind of funny to actually see us attempt to play hockey or go roller skating. That would be kind of hilarious.
My gosh, yeah. Hey, we have a friend that's a world champion.
Yes.
I don't know world, but she is a champion roller skater. I love you.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
That's pretty amazing.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a little bit older than us, and she still competes, and she's actually a teacher for roller skating, because roller skating was like back in the day.
Oh yeah, it was like what everybody did on the weekends. And my sheltered little life, I had to go on Tuesday with the church group, and it was closed down to us, and it was very tame, and there was no coupling usually the time, or if you did, it was like, oh my God, we get to do a couples thing. But
she's awesome. She is really awesome, and she actually invited us girls to go roller skating, but I need my limbs all in one piece.
I know. It's like, hey, I need like extra wheels, like the semi, to stabilize me at this point, because I would probably fall over.
What the tricycle?
Yeah,
tricycle skates.
That would be funny. So speaking of, roller skating is not an Olympic sport, but the Olympics is coming up at some point. Do you watch any of that?
Yeah, let's talk about that in our next segment.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So we're gonna
enjoy our
drink a little
wines.
bit more wine, and then we'll have a next segment coming up, and we'll talk about the Olympics.
Perfect.
So cheers again.
Cheers.
We'll be back in a minute. Okay, so welcome to our next segment about the Olympics. We are enjoying our wine, having some little vegetables and fruits with our wine here. So, anyway, we're going to talk about the Olympics. So, I'll start. The sports that I'm looking forward to are the figure skating, men and women, and then I love the ice dancing. It's just very romantic, so it's still in the figure skating.
Those are couples?
Yes, the
Okay,
couples. Yeah,
couples,
they do
okay.
the pairs, which is like the ones that are very
Yes.
athletic, and then the ice dancing is just so pretty.
Okay.
Very pretty to watch. And then Lindsey Vaughn is the downhill skier. Yeah, she's like 40 years old. Yeah, and she just, man.
Do we remember Lindsey Vaughn?
Yeah.
Do you remember Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
Do we remember that back in the day?
But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching those because Amber Glenn is on the ladies figure skating. She does solo,
Okay.
and she is just incredible. And she's actually local from Plano, so she'll,
She's
hometown
from our
girl around
she's a hometown
here.
girl.
So excited to see her. And I can't remember the guy's name that's in the men's singles, but he lands like quads. I think he
Wow.
landed 7 quads in the last competition,
my
which
gosh.
is like he's like Superman.
That's awesome.
He's just amazing to watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Very good.
There's
very
other
good.
things, but those are probably my top 3.
Awesome.
So what about you?
You know what? I usually follow all the Olympic sports, especially like the summer ones because I like basketball and all that kind
I
of
like
stuff.
The track.
The track, yeah.
Track is good.
But for the Winter Olympics, I had to use my handy dandy phone, which I'm going to share with you now. For those of you who do not track the Winter Olympics, I'm going to educate you a little bit. So the sports that they have are bobsleds. Do you remember back in the day when the Jamaican bobsleds won?
Yeah, if you have not
like
seen
Jamaica
that,
has no snow.
It's so funny. It's actually a really good story. It's a true story.
Is there a
and
movie?
Yeah, it's a
There's a
movie,
movie.
and it's about the Jamaican bobsled
Yes.
team, and they actually I don't know how they trained, but
they
did
won,
go
didn't
to
they?
the Olympics. They did. I don't think they won, but it
okay.
was the fact that they were there. But there's a movie that's made about them. That's
Exactly.
really. It's a. Good,
That's the first thing
like
I think about with bobsleds.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Disney movie, but yeah, those are really cool to watch.
So. Curling, which if you don't know what that is they take that little it's like kind of like a big hockey puck and they shave the ice. What's that game when you shuffleboard when you it's kind of like that on ice. I think that's what the
it's like
curling
you have one
is.
person that's going back and forth with the ice so it's smooth and the other one is just kind of watching it.
Right.
Honestly, that's probably, I hate to say it, probably the least watched sport, but hey, kudos to them for getting to the Olympics.
Figure skating we talked about. Okay, so let's go back. Dorothy Hamill.
Oh, I had a Dorothy. If you don't know who Dorothy Hamill is, I think she was one of the in the 70s. And I had a Dorothy Hamill haircut.
Everybody did.
Every girl did. It was a bob with the bangs, right?
And some guys probably had that bob. I think Stranger Things. I've been watching Stranger Things, and they had bobs, and they're like, "What the hell's that hair?"
Well, it was the cheapest haircut a mom could do back in the day. So it's like, give me bangs and whack it off around your chin, you know.
But I do want to mention a couple of things about figure skating, but I'm going to come back to that because I have a couple of stories. But let's keep going. Ice hockey. Got a story for that.
1980 American.
Make sure everybody's watching. The new show.
Oh, the new show. Oh, well, anyway, we talked about.
All right, we'll go back to that one. Luge.
Oh, that's where they lay on a plank and they shoot down with nothing else. That's insane.
Short track speed skating.
Oh,
they go really fast.
Skating is crazy.
Skeleton. That's head first racing on a sled. Ooh, that's scary.
I think. Well, it's kind of like the luge a little bit.
Well, the luge is athletes race face down on a small sled.
Okay, the skeleton.
And then we have speed skating, so they got to go really fast.
And I think they do. It's kind of like longer distances and short distances around a little track.
Then we have skiing and snowboarding. So that consists of alpine skiing, and that's downhill races on a steep slope. The biathlon, which combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. That's kind of weird.
Oh, that's kind of weird. You
Weird.
would think that would be a summer
Yeah.
sport.
Cross country skiing, freestyle skiing, so aerials, moguls, all that. Nordic combination, which consists of ski jumping followed by cross country skiing.
Oh, okay.
And then snowboarding, which is, slope style, half pipe snowboards.
Mhm.
And then there's a new sport for 2026, and that is called sky mountaineering. Sky
That's
mo,
so
they say
weird.
it. And that is ascending and descending mountains on skis.
That's
So that's pretty
weird.
hard.
It'll be interesting to see that. What about the you said snowboarding, but what's the one where they just go down the ski jump?
Yeah,
what
that's
was
a ski
that
jumping. Ski
oh,
jumping.
I didn't hear
Yeah.
you say that. Sorry,
But
girl.
so let's go back up to figure skating. One story I
Okay.
really have about figure skating, I'm a reality junkie. So if y'all have been watching The Traders, I love The Traders. That is just one of my reality, guilty pleasures. But they have 2 gold medalist skaters on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What is his name? Johnny something. He came out gay in the skating,
Oh, what? Oh, he's like a commentator.
Yes,
with her,
yes.
Tara Lipinski.
And Tara Lipinski's on it too. They're like BFFs on The Traders. They're making it hush hush on The Traders because they don't want to vote them out at the same time. But they are so good on The Traders, so watch that. And then the other thing was the ice hockey. Okay, so everybody.
Sorry, squirrel moment. Johnny Weir.
Johnny, is that his name? Yeah,
his name,
Johnny Weir. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
so
sorry.
extravagant. He's got a great fashion,
His
but yeah.
personality's amazing.
Yeah, and he's so funny. So they're
Okay,
both on The
sorry,
Traders
squirrel.
this season 4. It probably will be over by the time we see this, or y'all see this. But anyways, and then the ice hockey. Oh my God! So the new movie, which is called, oh geez, it's gonna fucking
It's
escape
the
me.
rivalry.
A heated rivalry.
Yeah.
If you don't like ice hockey, watch this show, Ice Hockey, Heated Rivalry on HBO. The guys on there are the hottest guys ever. And you know what? It was a small budget Canadian film that they did. It took 36 days to film the whole thing.
That's
they
quick.
had a budget of practically nothing. And then HBO saw it and said, holy crap, I'm taking that. So they put it on HBO, and my gosh, if you are not on social media and under a rock, of course you haven't seen them. But I know everybody's on social media because they're watching us.
Yeah.
And these 2 guys are hotter than hot. They have the incredible, incredible love scenes that are just amazing. It's this is how my kids are actually the ones who told me to watch it. My girls are like, Mom, you gotta watch this, gotta watch this. So I'm watching it. But it's a mixture between Brokeback Mountain
I was wondering
and
if
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my
together.
God, that's crazy.
It's fucking amazing. These guys are so hot. And, I think it's not only grown a crowd for the gay community, but it's a wonderful love story.
Right,
it is just a downright wonderful love story. And I think women are gravitating towards this hockey love story thing because they can get their femininity in it, they can show what it is to truly be in love with somebody and stick it out for years and years and years, and then finally go, you know what, this is my person, this is who I want to be with, forget everything else. In even heterosexual relationships, you have distance, you have finances, you have different opinions of politics, you have maybe combined families, whatever. There's always obstacles, and this was just a really, really good love story.
Everybody
loved it.
Regardless of who the people are, everybody wants that love story. They want that person, that connection, and I think that's why so many people are drawn to this.
It brought back a lot of memories for me, and I cried, I laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, even I was like, oh, is this really happening? This is happening. This is happening. All right. Oh, this is happening. Yes. I mean, there was actually one point I was watching it by myself because I wasn't sure if my husband can handle it because, I wasn't sure. And he was up in his office and he's walking down the stairs. I'm like, you might want to stay right there because he's like, what are you watching? What is happening right there? Are we watching porn? I'm sitting down. I said, this isn't porn, but you can watch from a distance because I'm watching it. Good show. It was a good show.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
watch
did.
it.
Well, weren't they just on the Golden Globes?
They're on everything.
So,
They're
I
everywhere.
saw that,
Everywhere.
and everybody was like clapping and screaming and stuff. And I didn't realize, because I didn't know until after that you told me about the show. Right? I'm always late to the party sometimes, so I didn't realize
She's
that
tardy to the party.
Yeah,
If
she
you
has to-
housewives know, she's
yeah.
tardy to the party.
So it's one of those where you told me about it, and then I went back and went, "Oh, that makes perfect sense." So yeah, definitely need to watch that.
I love those guys because you know what? They were nobodies. I think they were like waiters at a restaurant or something, and now they're just all over the internet. They're all over everything, and they're very humble. They're just like, wow, this is a lot. But they're besties. They're having so much fun, and they're having a great time, and they're getting paid millions of dollars for this
It kind
stuff.
of reminds me of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon when they started out, because they were like besties, nowhere, just hanging out, and they had this idea to do a movie together. And then look at where they are today.
They just came out with a movie.
Yeah.
Rip,
I want to see that.
HBO.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, so we'll watch that and we'll talk about that next time.
So it reminds me of that relationship, because I just saw an interview with them, and they were talking about, people asked them questions about, when they started in their friendship and all of this stuff. And I was like, it's the same type of thing where these besties do things together, and then it grows into something bigger than they ever imagined. So
So I'm gonna say one last story before we close off regarding Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I saw an interview with both of them. They were on the Kelly Clarkson show. Love her. She's a Texan like us, right? So I saw them on there, and she was asking them, like, of their friendship and all that, and they were talking about how they had seen, Matt Damon said he saw a documentary about the Beatles having a one last kind of concert thing together up on a rooftop. And he was looking at that and going, man, they were incredible. But that was the last time they were together as the Beatles. And he said, you know what? Let's do something together. Me and Ben Affleck, he's like, we're in our 50s. We're still alive. We've had this long lasting friendship and respect for each other. Let's just do something together. And that's how the Rip came about with this new movie, because don't waste time. Live life till your fullest and do it the people you love as soon as you can, because you never know when the last time is. And that's what the Beatles happen.
They didn't know, right?
Yeah.
They didn't know.
So we're going to leave you with that.
Right.
Thanks for joining us today.
On our fun, kind of informal podcast in a different location.
Watch out for some more of these.
Yeah.
Next time we'll try a foodie place.
Yeah, and let us know if you like this format better, and we'll find some other places. So just kind of give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. So cheers to y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.